Okay, so now because I just thought I should just elucidate on it again. Why we laugh at you liberals? Why do we laugh? Even though really, at some point it must hit you that well, it wasn't like they really got a win from this. Oh, cool! You have new lighting. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Okay. Well, that's cool. Oh, and they even got yeah. Well, nice. All right. So some things are looking up. Okay. So it's probably over a decade now. A lot of people got to see the interview with the FBI agent who learned everything about Ukraine long time ago. He was the one who reported in the 80s that there was an issue with the United States having neo-Nazis within its ranks, and and odd things like this. Well, what happened was the government started to look into were there any war criminals who got over here. So the FBI looks into all these former war criminals from Ukraine and Belarus, and we find the government had taken in thousands of them. Now, this would have been about 1947. By the end of this man's investigation into the war criminals that we took in, who were allied, these were top members of the Axis. These were the camp operator, overseer kind of guys in the most eastern portion, the Ukrainians. And so we took in thousands of them. And this is the great sin that we're trying to cover up. The Bush family needed these people, and the Dulles brothers needed these people to get the CIA up and running. And then they had their treasurer, Reinhard Gehlen, and so anybody who's an anti-fascist, the whole thing that you really are looking at is really you should be looking at the CIA and the intelligence community. Now, so somebody who's like Malcolm Nance, who hates Donald Trump, he's black, former veteran, all this stuff, CNN is like, oh yeah, he's so great. Well, isn't CNN a corporation? Doesn't it appear that they're trying to, say, eliminate another corporate guy who doesn't agree with their worldview of making everything like CNN? And that, yeah. But you see, if you don't see it as corporate state merging, you don't. If what you want to see is like rednecks beating up black people, and that's how you'll know the fascist revolution or something like that, then you fooled yourselves. You've been fooled and you're fooling yourselves, because really what it is that you're just bigots, and that you have some issue with other people who are really your countrymen and are much more like you than you want to believe they are. But the just the whole thing with the Gehlen organization and Ukraine, this is what it's all about, is that, and that they're key to us kind of keeping, like once people look into that part of our own history, then a lot of stuff falls apart. One of the worst is that we are fighting a drug war. We're not. We started the drug war. It was one of these former Nazis who we recruited into the CIA, and his attempts to make deals in South America with power brokers there to keep communists out. But to do so, it had to be funded. And it was funded by drugs. And so whenever you see in movies, there's a number of movies, that there's a character at some point who's like the random German guy. He has like some thick German accent. There's some movie that got famous. That was a real dude. There's a real dude who is like, that was the real dude. There's a real man who was really like that, and we created him, or we gave him the opportunity, and eventually he's the dude who leads to Che Guevara being assassinated. So for all of you who are commie-tastic, like Ukraine, and everything that the us right-wingers have been saying about it is directly linked to one of your favorite people in history's assassination. They're national socialists. They are not communists. They don't want a better world. And in fact, what they're doing right now is leading to almost the erasure of the Ukrainians as a people and a nation state. There's really when you're smart and you're on the right, you get to watch sources and read sources that are basically mapping it out. They're like, there won't be a Ukraine. There will be a central Ukraine. Western and northern Ukraine will be enveloped into other countries, probably under some kind of weird EU NATO protectorship. This is truly cruel. This is truly cruel, and many of you have bought into this because you think you're sticking it to Trump. That's all it is. You think you're sticking it to Trump and the Trumpsters. And it would, just like with Black America, it won't exist. The areas that are historic Black neighborhoods will probably cease to exist if you guys stay in power. And the thing is, this is, if you know anything really about, one, you have right-wing sources, is that that's what the super mega racists have always wanted. They're like, no, the issue is that as long as there's this concentration of them in the cities, that's that. If they're not concentrated in the cities, if they're not sitting on what is historically extremely valuable real estate, if fundamentally, if the cities could get so fucked up that, like RoboCop, they just get purchased for cents on the dollar. I'll buy that for $1. Get purchased for cents on the dollar. Ukraine is going to be worthless real estate. He's already planning to sell it to BlackRock and other major financiers. He's already said this. He looked you in the face and pretty much told you that. Except he said it's business opportunities. Because you see, now he's believable. He's a guy who's into war and into corporations, but he's believable because you see, he made Trump mad, right? That's what Zelensky does. Trump's so mad at Zelensky. Oh, you're winning. Oh, Trump's so mad that black people are enjoying homiciding each other or something. I mean, whatever kind of demented concept it is that there's winning going on in democratic enclaves. But that's the theory right now. Most of the right basically is sitting there saying, no, by the end of this, these people are going to be crying when BlackRock and super financiers come in and buy their town up from under them. Well, their major city, which will be, and then you'll get your 15-minute cities. You won't like them. They will be built of tofu dregs. It will be poor building, but but unfortunately, this is the thing. It's looking like that's not going to work out. The whole 15-minute cities, the whole BlackRock buying everyone out, doesn't look like it's going to quite work out the way that they wanted. And it's because too many white men are out of work or not working at the levels that really somebody was apparently planning that, people were going to just keep on keep on keeping on because, they were going to just sit there and go, well, I guess Trump lost. And then they're going to just, I don't know, go back to work and do whatever they were told. But whoever put this plan together, I think they're a woman or gay. So what now you got the problem of, and this is real, this is totally real. BlackRock, okay, when you are king, if you ruin your own kingdom, you now have no money. You aren't worth anything when you're the king of Detroit. That's what BlackRock is now, or becoming. They're becoming the king of Detroit. That their holdings, for all their holdings and everything, they really have a real problem with, well, but will they be able to eventually show a profit of any sort to anyone? So the idea obviously is they're going to get bailed out themselves, or that there's going to be some way that BlackRock is fundamentally merged with the government, or it's made like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. And it will be posited as, this is a solution to the problem of people not having houses. They'll just be like, look, we've solved the problem. Because that's what happens when you're dealing with the real thing of fascism. Only fascists and socialist types and collectivists, artificial collectivists, only you all think there are solutions. There aren't solutions. There's only economic trade-offs. And the solutions, this would be magic. This would be the creative power of God or something like that. No, there's no solutions. It isn't just you do one action, problem solved. That's not what's going to happen. And so this is going to be interesting to see this pan out. This is why the sort of the preparation by the right for some period of time coming that's going to be quite terrible. Oh, maybe somebody was backing up. But yeah, thought I'd just put that out there because there's a distinct confusion about the history of Ukraine after World War II and its relationship to us. So, because we're better informed, I suggest people who want to be better informed, you should listen to the right wing. We read books.